Yo, what's up guys? This is Wes for Show here. If you're new to this side of me or new to the channel, then welcome. Some of you guys come from like my gaming videos and you're like, what is this? This is me getting real and me getting deep and spilling my heart out a little bit. So welcome. Some of you guys have been around since the VIP times back when I used to live stream. So if you're one of those guys, make some noise in the comments. Like, mad respect for you guys for staying so long. But today, I want to talk about something because lately I've been thinking a lot. And I think, you know, as it being the fall season and the winter season's approaching, you know, it's kind of like during this time, most people tend to go into like a contracted state where we just tend to be pensive and thoughtful and kind of just contracted. You know, we wear baggy clothes, we cross our arms, we stay warm because we're cold, and it kind of allows us to think a lot and really build ourselves up. You know, do a lot of meditating, do a lot of thinking and absorbing from books or what have you. And so, sorry about that guys, there's actually a guy who pulled up. I'm at a disc golf course right now. And so he pulled up and he's practicing in the background. You guys may get to see him. So it's pretty cool. But anyways, we enter this catabolic state in the wintertime. And my brother, you know, my brother lives with me right now. We both live with my dad actually. And so he works out with me in the morning times occasionally. He'll come one morning and like every other morning or so because he likes to do morning cardio, and then he works out in the afternoons and stuff like that. And so he's been spending a lot of time with me lately. I've been spending a lot of time with him, and we've been kind of building that relationship, just kind of getting to know each other better, hanging out as brothers do. And it's interesting because I've caught these moments that keep happening where I'll explain myself on something, whether it's like why I'm bench pressing this way or why I'm my thoughts towards a certain thing coming out or whatever it may be. I'll share my thoughts towards anything really, and he'll kind of look at me and be like, Wes, you overthink too much. See, you think too much and it causes you to choke. Like, you're always thinking too hard. That's why you can't lift enough weight. That's why you can't be as good of a player as you could be. Like, I think too much is what he keeps telling me. And every single time, because I'm the type of person to, like, if something doesn't agree with me, it takes a lot of integrity and character on my part to be like, okay, I'll listen. Because usually when I make my mind up on something, I'm not too open to receiving new information if I am like set in my own ways. Not that I'm stubborn, because it depends really on the position of the person giving me the information, if that makes sense. So if I have leaders or mentors in my life and they bring new ideas to me that may challenge me, I'm open to receiving them. But you know, when you have an older brother who has always nagged on you all your life, it's like, it's difficult to receive something from a family member like that because we're so familiar, if that makes sense. And so it was funny because last night we were hanging out. It was my dad's birthday, so we went out to eat at this sandwich shop, and we were munching on some sandwiches and fruits and veggies and whatnot. Got to keep it healthy, you know what I'm saying? But my brother, he comes up and says it again. Dude, you just overthink too much. And I was like, well, you know, you're kind of right. I do overthink too much. I was like, well, maybe you underthink. And I started, you know, and it was a friendly, it wasn't an argument, but I was like, maybe you underthink. And we kind of started laughing because it was in the moment. We were just having a good time, messing with each other, cutting up. And we kind of came to an agreement. Well, maybe he does, maybe I do. But it was like, okay, now what? Like, what else do you want? And it was kind of like, well, I was just stating it plain. There was no reason behind it. And what I have to bring to you guys is this idea that I, as a person, when it comes to weight training, which is very translatable to life in general, is that I tend to take a lot of preparation before I do anything. My brother, on the other hand, can just go into the gym. He can open the doors, walk over to the dumbbells or the barbell, throw some weights on there, and just go. He's just a goer. He's a doer. He has a lot of energy. He's explosive all the time. Like 24/7, he can just go in and do it. Me, on the other hand, I do have a lot of energy and a lot of potential on the inside, but it takes time for me to build up and release it. And so my warm-ups take like 20 minutes, if not more than that usually, because I like to roll out, I like to do dynamic stretching, I like to do an athletic warm-up, and then I'll get into actually weight training. And it takes me forever to warm up. And I've caught myself noticing the same thing in other patterns of my life when I get ready in the mornings, when I am cooking food. Like, it just takes a lot of preparation for me before I do anything. I have to have it all laid out and then piece it together. So here's what I want to offer to you guys. me being an overthinker, analyzing too much to get everything prepared before I go to the weights, keeps me working and operating the way I operate. If I don't do that, I would probably lift the weights and tear something. Like I would go in and there's no way I could lift nearly as much as I could if I warmed up. My brother, on the other hand, may be the other way around, because we operate differently. Because people have different personalities, different tendencies, and even follow certain principles that someone else may not understand yet. And with our different personalities, what I have to offer to you guys, what I want to invite you to do is to embrace it. Because had I not overthought my form, overthought the methods of how to bench press, how to squat properly, how to my whole weight training plan, planning it all out beforehand so I know every step of the way where I'm going, right now I wouldn't be making the progress that I'm making. I would still be unable to bench press 135 as a max, which is where I started from and where I was about 6 to 8 months ago. Couldn't even bench press 135 one time. Like, that's all I could do. I couldn't squat with 25s on the edge because I had a back injury and I had all these tight muscles left over from that back injury. And so for me, having all of that background, having those injuries, having the tightness and the weaknesses in certain areas, I take a lot of preparation to correct myself, to correct my body's anatomy, to correct the way that my muscles work and loosen them up and tighten certain ones. Like, I have to prepare before I go and squat. And next thing you know, I'm squatting and deadlifting hundreds of pounds back pain free. Because for me, it takes a lot of preparation. For my brother, it does not. And his form is spot on. So I just want to offer and invite you to embrace your personality. Like, even if anyone says that you are an overthinker, underthinker, an underachiever, if you're lazy, a lot of the times laziness, when people say that you're lazy, a lot of times you're not even lazy. It's just the way that you operate, and it's different from the way that they do. They may be a goer. They may be a Casey Neistat who likes to do more, be more, produce more, and you may not be that kind of person. I know I'm not. If I tried to live a life like Casey Neistat, dude, I would be drained by day 2. I wouldn't be like, I'd be sleeping for 24 hours. There's no way I could do that. I have to get quiet for a minute. I have to build the energy up. I have to prepare before I do things. And I love it. I love it about myself. And because I love it about myself, my weight training program has begun to give me progress that I couldn't even dream was possible. My work life with this channel right here, like, it has been growing exponentially more than it ever has before because I take a lot of preparation. But I'm starting to embrace it, and instead of fighting it and beating yourself up over it, which doesn't help anything, just embrace it. Embrace your calling, embrace your method and your personality, and use it because your passions are on purpose. Use it to amplify the very thing that you're doing. So that's all I got to say to you guys. It's like preaching on a Friday afternoon. So I'm about to actually go back here and do some sprints and agilities and things like that. That's why I'm out here. But yeah, guys, definitely comment below what you think. Leave a like if you enjoy this content and you want more of it. Absolutely, it helps me know that you like this stuff. So please do that. But this is Wes for Show, guys, and I'm signing out. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.